Why is it that the people who hurt us the most are often the hardest to let go of? Like, they leave you stressed, confused, overthinking at 2 a.m. Yet one message from them, and suddenly you're smiling at your phone like nothing ever happened. If you've ever said, I know they're bad for me, but I can't stop going back, this video is for you. Because what you're dealing with isn't love. It's not destiny. It's an emotional addiction. Let's talk about it. Toxic people don't always start toxic. If they did, no one would stay. In the beginning, they're charming, attentive. They make you feel seen in a way you haven't felt before. One day, they're showering you with affection. The next day, they're distant, cold, or suddenly busy. And your brain goes, wait, what just happened? That emotional roller coaster is not an accident. Your brain loves patterns, but it loves unpredictable rewards even more. It's the same reason people get addicted to slot machines. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and that maybe this time keeps you pulling the lever. With toxic people, the affection is the jackpot. When they finally give you attention after ignoring you, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. So the pain doesn't push you away, it pulls you closer. Now add hope into the mix. You don't just miss them, you miss the version of them they were at the beginning. You keep thinking, if I just explain better, if I just love harder, if I just wait. You're not addicted to who they are now. You're addicted to who they sometimes become. And here's the sneaky part. Toxic people often trigger your deepest emotional wounds. If you grew up having to earn love, you might confuse struggle with connection. If love in your past was inconsistent, your brain learned that chaos feels normal. So when someone is hot and cold, your nervous system says, ah, yes, home. Not peaceful, not healthy, but familiar. And familiarity is powerful. Let's be honest for a second. Toxic connections feel intense. There's drama. There's passion. There's late-night arguments that somehow turn into deep emotional bonding. Healthy connections feel calm. And calm can feel boring when your nervous system is used to chaos. So your brain says, where's the spark? But what it really means is, where's the emotional stress I'm addicted to? Here's a simple test. If being with someone makes you anxious more than peaceful, confused more than clear, and exhausted more than energized, that's not love. That's withdrawal. Yes, withdrawal. Because when you try to leave, it hurts. You miss them. You doubt yourself. You replay memories like a highlight reel. That's your brain craving another emotional hit. So how do you break an emotional addiction? Not by forcing yourself to just move on. That never works. You start by seeing the pattern clearly. Stop asking, why do I miss them? Start asking, what did they trigger in me? Was it validation, attention, a sense of worth? Because once you understand what you were actually craving, you can start giving it to yourself, or finding it in healthier places. Next, expect discomfort. Healing feels boring at first, quiet, unfamiliar. And your brain might panic and say, go back, at least we know that pain. Don't listen. Peace feels strange before it feels safe. And finally, choose consistency over intensity. Real love doesn't confuse you. It doesn't make you beg for basic respect. It doesn't disappear and reappear just to keep you hooked. It feels steady, predictable, and surprisingly, calm. So if you're struggling to let go of someone toxic, don't shame yourself. You weren't weak. You were emotionally attached to a pattern your brain learned long ago. And patterns can be unlearned. Slowly, gently, one boundary at a time. Because the moment you stop chasing emotional chaos, you make room for something better. Not louder, not more dramatic, just healthier. And trust me, your future self will thank you for choosing peace over pain.